Hello, parents and families. Welcome to Math Night at Ramsar Elementary 2021. I would like to introduce some math word problems and the strategies your second graders are using to solve those problems. When we work on word problems, we use a tool called Understand, Plan, Do, Think, or check. So when we use our plan to problem solve, we go through the steps to solve those word problems. So I'm going to show you a word problem and then show you how your second grader goes through each step to solve those problems. So here might be an example of a word problem your second grader would have in math class. I'm going to read the problem and then go through the steps that we use to solve it. Sam has 32 crayons in his crayon box. He lost 6 crayons on Tuesday. How many crayons does Sam have now? So using our problem solving checklist, we would look at the first step. The first, we need to understand the problem by reading and thinking about what we know, what we want to find out, and what we don't know. So if we look at the word problem, it tells me that Sam has 32 crayons in his crayon box. So I know that he started with 32 crayons. Then he lost 6 crayons on Tuesday. So I also know that Sam lost 6 crayons. Do I want to find out? I want to find out how many crayons does Sam have now? So when we write our equation in order to solve the problem, we would write 32 to represent the crayons that Sam started with, 6 to represent the crayons Sam lost, equals question mark. So we want to find out how many crayons Sam has now. When we write our equation with the unknown at the end, we show that as a question mark or a blank space. So I'm still trying to understand the problem. So I'm still in the first step. Have I understood the problem now? Yes, I know that Sam had 32 crayons. He lost 6 crayons, and I want to find out how many crayons Sam has now. So now I have to plan how I'm going to solve this. I know that if Sam lost some crayons, I have to ask myself, am I going to add or am I going to subtract? So we spend a lot of time understanding the problem. What do we know? What do we want to find out? We know that if he lost crayons, he doesn't have as many crayons now. So I know that this is going to be a small number. It's not going to be a bigger number than 32, is it? Right? So now I'm ready to plan my strategy by saying I'm going to subtract 6 from 32 to find the answer that I don't know. All right? So I understood. Now I understand the problem. I can go to my next step. My next step says to plan. When I plan, I choose a strategy. So your second graders are learning lots of strategies to add and subtract. One strategy we've been working really hard on is the number line. So they know how to draw a number line It might look like this. It might be an empty number line with no numbers on it. Then we're going to go ahead and add the numbers that we need to subtract. So if I'm going to subtract 6 from 32, I know that I need to start on the right side because 32 is larger and I need to go back to subtract. So when I subtract 6, I can take some little jumps. We call them rock jumps. So let's take some rock jumps back to counting back 6 rocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when I go back 6 rock jumps, I can count back 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, and I know that I landed on 26 on my number line. So my answer would be 26 crayons. I have solved the problem by understanding, planning how I'm going to solve it, doing it, the step after I plan. So I did it on my number line. And now I need to do one more step so that I understand everything about the problem. When I look at my work and explain it, that's called checking your work. So when I check my work, I say, did I start at 32 and take 6 rock jumps back? Does it make sense? Is it a smaller number? Yes, it does. And can I explain it? Can I tell how I solved it? So when I can explain it, showing my number line, that tells me that I have checked my work and that I'm happy with my answer. Okay, I hope I have explained how in second grade we use strategies to add and subtract. We solve lots of word problems for pretty much most of the first quarter. And then we continue to work on solving word problems throughout the year. Your second grader has already accomplished that. Lots of word problems using understand, plan, do, and check. So I hope you have enjoyed learning something about the work that your second graders do. I'm glad that you participated tonight in Math Night 2021, and I will see you later.